Welcome to 5RoundMMA podcast number 8. Today's podcast will have a review of the final Strikeforce event and preview the first fight card for Bellator on Spike TV and UFC on FX, Belfort versus Bisping. Please welcome Alex Ramirez and Albert Cita.
Thank you very much. That was our producer, Guillermo Cita. Albert, what's going on, brother?
Everything's going good. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to our last podcast. I would also, before we get to the latest news, we are on iTunes now, so hooray. Hit the applause button, Oliver. What? No sound effects still?
Come on, bro. How many weeks are we waiting for the sound effects? But yeah, we are on iTunes. We could put us in your pocket, your iTunes, your iPod, iPhone. Take us with you wherever you go. Now, Guillermo, what do you got for latest news?
Beltran and Palhares both suspended for failed drug tests at UFC on FX6.
Joey Beltran, the Mexicutioner.
Who would have thought Joey Beltran was on steroids? I thought he was on Jenny Craig, let alone steroids.
Yeah.
So that was a complete surprise to me. Palhares, on the other hand,
that was jacked.
Oh man, I need to get a hold of his doctor because he was doing a good job.
He did like a very, very fine physique. I know Beltran tested positive for a type of anabolic steroid, while Palhares tested positive for elevated testosterone. So they're both going to show their suspension. They got to reapply, do the whole Alistair Overeem thing, who's also in the news because he received his official fight license from the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Now his bout with Anderson Silva is now official for UFC 156.
Yep, the Demolition Man's going to show what he does best.
And I want to point out that so far my prediction for 2013 has come true. Alistair Overeem has passed every drug test so far.
You're 100%.
And from what I heard, like the head of the athletic commission really did a good job. Like he would test him like on back-to-back weeks. After Overeem would send him the sample, he had asked him to do it again. So like, Alistair Overeem has nothing to hide now, basically. So,
and it's crazy because they're reporting that Alistair Overeem actually looks bigger than he did when he got caught.
It's a horse meat, did I tell you? The horse meat is the meat of wonder, the wonder meat. Anyways, all right, coming up, we got the reaction review for the final Strikeforce event, Marquardt versus, what's that guy's name again?
You pronounce it Seferdine.
Tariq Seferdine.
And I got that right, Seferdine, because I previously said that if I can't pronounce your name, you'll be on the UFC. And guess what, sir?
He pronounced your name
I
right.
pronounce your name.
So welcome to the UFC, Seferdine. All right, stick around. All right, everybody, don't miss a beat. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at FiveRoundMMA. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and always check out the website, FiveRoundMMA.com. 5RoundMMA is brought to you by SportsSceneTV.net. Get your prep sports fix at SportsSceneTV.net. 5RoundMMA is brought to you by True Athletes Training Systems. Unlock your inner athlete at TrueAthletes.com.
Welcome back. Now it's time to review the final Strikeforce event.
All right, last night was the final Strikeforce event ever.
Which was my favorite moment of Strikeforce.
Oh, yeah.
Was last night.
The way, did you see Scott Coker choke up about his memories of Strikeforce and Shamrock and Kungley?
You know what I'm not going to miss about Strikeforce, and I'm so glad it's over. And it's this one reason and one reason only.
What, you're not a Frank Shamrock fan?
They let them walk down the aisle without any sandals or anything, so their feet gets all nasty and stuff. So when they start fighting, their feet are all black, dude. Nobody wants to see that.
Dirty-ass feet.
I want to see some clean feet in the octagon.
Yeah, that's one thing I never liked Strikeforce was their entrance. It seemed kind of like very cheap and...
They got the fog machine up to 10.
Yeah, the ramp and like the fighter comes alone and just very uncool. But biggest news probably coming out of last night's event was, besides Nate Marquardt being upset and losing his title, was Daniel Cormier. Had some big, bold words after his fight.
And I loved it. That's a perfect plan right there. I don't know if he's been talking to his management, but that's a perfect plan.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't see it, Cormier wins in 2 rounds, destroys Starring, ground and pound, fight ends. But after, he said he signed his UFC contract and has a date with Frank Mir, called out Frank Mir, and then which Pat Miletich asked him, so what about 205? And he said, after I beat Frank Mir in the spring, I'm going to whip on John Jones in the fall.
Beautifully said. He said he was going to let him do one tile defense and then let's get it on. And if I was John Bone Jones, oh, man, I'd be shaking because Daniel Cormier ain't no joke. And his wrestling's amazing.
Olympic wrestler, man.
Amazing. And of course, the other big news coming out was that Marquardt actually lost his Strikeforce championship. And I was really hoping he was going to keep it so we can finally see, like, another, two two guys that fight in the same gym
Yeah,
fight each other.
right,
Because
fine.
he said he was down to fight GSP.
Yeah, even before this card, he was like, "Oh, I'll fight GSP no matter what. I'm really hoping to get in the UFC, But like, and his performance is very like lacking. I don't know if it's like bad game plan or was Seferdine that good?
Yeah, see, that's what I still can't wrap my head around. I don't know if Marquardt is that bad or if Seferine's that good. Because, first of all, Seferine's last loss was against Tyrone Woodley, who
Got
knocked out
Yeah.
by Marquardt. So it could be that Marquardt had an off day. And the only way we're going to find out is in their next fight. If Seferdine gets a good opponent in UFC and destroys them.
So like, who do you see him fighting next? Because all the top welterweights are tied up now. So what? Hitman, Martin Kampmann, maybe.
Oh, that'll be perfect. He's coming off a loss and
Test this new guy in. This guy for real.
Yeah.
I think Stephanie had a pretty good game plan because if you guys saw the fight last night, Marquardt's leg was disgusting. It was a black and blue mess. Leg kicks all the way, which pretty much tied it up for
It
Stephanie.
was Jose Aldo, Uriah Faber all over again.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe it was a good game plan, and Stephanie executed it well. So, and then Marquardt, obviously a big step back. It comes in the UFC with zero momentum now.
Yeah,
So
it's like I said, if you can weather the storm for the first 2 rounds, you have a good chance of being Nate.
yeah, and it seems like whenever the it's on the line, he always tends to choke a little bit, like Kenny
Yeah.
Florian syndrome.
Well, then when they go down to Canada and we see all those welterweights fight, I think it's going to pretty much fix the situation, and you can probably figure out who's going to match up with who next.
Yeah, true. So other than the main event and co-main event, what else stuck in your mind from last night's final Strikeforce event?
Well, it had to have been Ryan Couture.
Yeah, I thought a little bit upset, I think.
Yeah, I had KJ Noons winning that easily.
Yeah.
But it was a fun fight, and it's funny because I'm watching the fight, and I'm like, dang, Ryan Couture just wants to survive and get his UFC contract. And then there's one point in the whole fight when he just something clicks, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna win this fight right now, and he just starts fighting. And it was beautiful.
Goes for the finish.
Yeah, but KJ Noons, he was acting the whole time like he had this in the bag.
Yeah.
He was waiting, picking his punches, thinking that I got this. There's
Yeah.
no problem. But yeah, Ryan Couture
Yeah.
surprised me. I think he will get a UFC contract,
Yeah.
but he has a lot to do. I mean, his stand up needs to be a lot better or whatever.
Yeah.
But
he has a name going from.
yeah,
So
it was a fun fight though.
Anytime anybody sees a Couture on the fight card, it's going to draw interest. So his name's going from. He has time to develop. I don't think the UFC will push him anytime soon into the spotlight. So.
What about you?
Mousasi won. I know this guy's 27 years old. Guys, I think his 34th win of his career
Yeah.
last night. A lot of miles on the guy. Light heavyweight division, the UFC. I don't know if he's going to make a big impact or not.
The funny thing is, he said he only drops like a few pounds to make 205. He says he drops probably like 5 pounds.
So you think he should go down to 180?
He should go down to 185. I
Yeah.
think he's still young, so he doesn't know the sport that well. So he's going to try to
But
dip his
34
toes
fights,
into
though,
the
yeah.
205. But I think when the big 205ers are going to bring him back down to 185.
And,
So that's going to be interesting too.
Yeah, just to see if Mousasi can be legit in the UFC. And also, Sakure won.
Impressively.
Yeah, but it was Ed Herman.
Yeah, but he did a better job against Ed Herman than Jake Shields did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think Sakure will be good.
Yeah.
He's going to do good in the UFC.
the alligator.
Alligator.
I guess I'll let Alex talk about Josh Barnett.
Why do I get stuck with Josh Barnett?
Somebody has to get stuck with Josh Barnett. It might as well be you.
Oh,
I got
okay.
nothing good to say about the guy. Matter of fact,
You know what?
it's embarrassing as a wrestling fan that he cut such a bad promo. Seriously, that's the best promo you got, Josh Barnett, and you're a wrestling fan.
Yeah, 80s bad, corny promo he always cuts. But Josh Barnett, I think I read he had the flu symptoms coming in. I don't know if he's trying to create more of a story for him. One submission, but Josh Barnett's style. So last I read, he's still on the fence between UFC or not. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a UFC contract just because his checkered past. And I don't know.
And if he does get a UFC contract, I know my boy Todd Duffy would like to
Welcome in.
welcome him with a fist to the face. Shut him up for once, please, Todd Duffy. Damn.
That'll be a good notch on his belt, I think, if Todd Duffy can get
Oh,
that
that's a
fight.
big win, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Final Strikeforce, little teary-eyed Scott Croker at the end. Frank Shamrock got a little teary-eyed, too, I saw.
Why? I don't know.
I don't know. I thought you
oh,
just
it's
saw
because
the
he's
fight.
out of a job. That's why. I think that's where the tears came from.
But just The doors are closed on Strikeforce, and so is this segment. So stick around. We'll have a preview of Bellator 85 and UFC on Fox, Belfort versus Bisping. All right, everybody, don't miss a beat. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at FiveRoundMMA. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and always check out the website, FiveRoundMMA.com. 5RoundMMA is brought to you by SportsScene.tv.net. Get your prep sports fix at SportsScene.tv.net. 5RoundMMA is brought to you by True Athletes Training Systems. Unlock your inner athlete at TrueAthletes.com.
We are back. Now it's time to preview Bellator 85 and preview UFC on FX Belfort versus Bisping.
All right, so this is the first ever live fight card for Bellator on Spike TV. They made the big jump this year after 2 episodes of Bellator 360, which is getting like all the fans kind of caught up on the big stars of Bellator. And I think now this fight card features, I think, Bellator's biggest star, Michael Chandler, who's defending his lightweight world championship against Rick Hawn, the judo Olympian. Albert, what do you think about this bout?
I love it. Michael Chandler, if you guys don't know, if you probably have heard of someone named Eddie Alvarez. Guess what? Michael Chandler beat Eddie Alvarez. He's 10-0. He's a wrestler. Amazing star. He has a lot of potential. Yeah. This is going to be an amazing fight. Rick Hawn is no joke either. The beauty about Bellator is most of the time you're going to see these championship fights with these fighters coming off of a winning streak.
Yeah, it's not a question. These guys are the legit #1 contender.
Yeah, they beat other people to get to there. Unlike in UFC, where you might even see someone coming off of a loss fight for a title or a main card.
True. And then the co-main event's going to be the featherweight world championship, Pat Curran against Patricio Pitbull.
And remember that name, guys, Pat Curran. He is no joke. I
17-4.
love Pat Curran. His last loss was against Eddie Alvarez at lightweight. He moved down to featherweight, went in a 4-fight winning streak, and won the featherweight championship.
Yeah, I think I know a lot's right on the line for this first ever fight live card, but the beauty about Bellator is it's every week. So if this one isn't so, like, the fights are kind of lackluster, they're right back at it again next week.
And it goes right back to the tournament mode. It's beautiful. Yeah. And then probably the biggest lightweight quarterfinal is going to be Pablo Sobra versus Marquardt, and I can't pronounce his name,
which
so
means he
doesn't belong in the UFC.
I think it's no coincidence that the Bellator decided to do the light heavyweight tournament to start off the new season on Spike. Light heavyweight is traditionally probably the biggest division in all of MMA. Most of the biggest stars have come out of light heavyweight division. So you got some familiar names in the tournament.
We even got Seth Petrozelli,
who was known for ending Elite XC by one single fist
punch
to Kimbo Slice's face.
And this is actually his lightweight debut. He was a heavyweight before then. It should be interesting. I mean, he's 14-6. He was a heavyweight. Yeah. He could do some ripples down there.
I could have swore King Mo was in this tournament.
I heard King Mo's name and Bellator's name used in the same sentence, but he's not on here in the quarterfinals. We have the other quarterfinals is Emmanuel Newton, and I can't pronounce the other guy's name, so it's not worth mentioning. But Pablo Sobra, that's a name fighter. He's 37-9,
which is why he's on the main card.
Yeah, he's coming off a 1-fight win streak, so that's not a big fight, but people should really pay attention to that lightweight and featherweight world championship.
Oh, that's going to be great fights. And then also later on in the same week, we have the pleasure of being graced with a main event with Michael Bisping again. And of course, with Michael Bisping comes all the trash talk.
Yeah, it's calling Vitor. He has a heart of a chicken. His upper body looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but his lower body looks like a kid.
I think called his question is testosterone use. Called him, I think, accused him of using PEDs.
And I like it because when Vitor Belfort knocks out Michael Bisping, someone feels so much sweeter, shutting his big mouth up. Anyways, this card's actually prove me that you belong here card. If you look at it, everybody's either coming off of a loss, is a newcomer, is coming back after leaving the UFC. So there's a lot of prove that you belong here fights, even the main event, because Vitor's coming off of a loss. Michael Bisping, everybody.
Well, yeah, Bisping is promised title shot if he comes off.
Yeah, so it's pretty much a prove me right card or prove something card.
Yeah, that whole #1 title shot is like, what if Bisping barely survives? Does he still get a title shot? Because I mean, like, do you see him knocking out Belfort?
No way.
So-
The only way he can win is by decision in Vitor gassing out.
I mean, because like he and remember his fight with Anderson Silva. I mean, Wanderlei Silva. Bisping lost that. He looked pretty bad in that fight.
Yeah, and he got rocked in the third
Yeah,
round. He has
so-
a questionable chin, and Vitor has the power to knock anybody out. So I'm hoping Vitor wins that in the first round. There's not much else to say. I mean,
There's a heavyweight fight.
I can mention CB Dollaway, but that doesn't matter. He beat
Yeah.
Mayhem Miller. That doesn't matter. Ben Rothwell.
Gabriel Gonzaga.
Gabriel Gonzaga is coming back. I think he actually won his last UFC fight, but okay. You keep going down the Diego Nunes, but he's coming off of loss as well. But
Barboza's on here.
yeah, it's more. But he's coming off of a big loss because he was supposed to be the next big thing.
That
And
knockout, right? Knockout of the year almost.
They stopped that real quick. So it's a prove me card. I mean,
It's a free cable fight card,
yeah.
basically. So, biggest news out of that one is Belfort wins, gets a title shot. He loses. The middleweight division is probably up in the air.
so please check out Bellator 85.
Yep.
That's the one you don't want to miss.
Yeah,
UFC. I mean, I guess if you're watching TV.
If you're gonna be home on a Saturday, yeah. But Bellator is gonna be on Thursday nights, prime spot. Spike TV knows they basically set the blueprint for MMA on cable TV. Should be a natural fit. Should be an exciting year for Bellator.
And I'd like to remind everybody we are on iTunes now, so check us out. I'd like to thank our producer Guillermo Cita, our executive producer Anthony Soriana, our sound engineer, they call him Ollie. Hit the choo-choo trolley.
Mr. Sound Effects here next week, Oliver.
Please.
Yeah, so make sure to check in next week. We'll have a full reviews of both fight cards. And follow us on Twitter at FiveRoundMMA. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to iTunes, and always check out the website, FiveRoundMMA.com.
And we also have a special shout out to Kevin Lee. Please like him on Facebook. His name again is Kevin Lee. Check him out. Also on Twitter. He's on YouTube.
Thank you for listening again. See you guys next week.